Hey, it's a brand new day. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. We got a lot in store for you today, and I'm glad you're here today. Glad you decided and made the choice to show up today. In this episode of the Rundown with Ramon, we're going to touch on parents working with their kids, kids working with their parents, however you see fit to say that. We're going to touch on families working together, touch on some lessons we can learn from Home Depot. Yes, it's a $20 billion flower business, but there's a nugget in there for you. Google sales are jumping up with the power of AI. We're going to always keep this in the news. AI, big companies are tearing up forecast. Interesting insight about, do you ask feedback from your customers? Oh, OpenAI is suing Mashable. And you may say, Ramon, I thought you were the king of small business. Why are you bringing all this up, which is all focused on big business as well? As I tell you, every edition of the Rundown with Ramon, every edition of the Rundown with Ramon is always curated to learn lessons from the big brands and what we can learn as small businesses. My name is Ramon Ray. You've just entered the Rundown with Ramon, another brand new episode for you to do today. And glad you're here today. So let's get started on the Rundown with Ramon as I get my words unslurred and serve you today, bringing you some excitement and content to help you build your business, start your business, or you know what? Just live a great life. Let's jump into it right now. And we are joined by my friend Alexandria Nicole, the business coach, who's here. If you're looking for needs, looking for help in your business, definitely you want to see Alexandria Nicole. Welcome again to the Rundown with Ramon. Don't miss out on any of the insights we dispense, I dispense. Check us out at zoneofgenius.com and sign up, zoneofgenius.com and sign up. Ding, 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 ding. Let's touch on this first thing. More adults are working with their parents. More adult kids, I should say, are working with their parents. Now, I have two adult children. My son, who's about 30, my daughter, who's a few years younger than him, boy and a girl, and they live in other parts of the world. And the point I'm getting at here is that it's interesting to have adult children working with parents. See, adult children are not little kids. You can't just, say, hey, do this and sit down. You can't just put them on timeout and tell them to go sit in the corner. They're adults. They may have their own kids. They can make their own decisions. They have their own keys, their own cars, making their own money. And they've decided to work with you. They've made the choice to work with you. And you've made the choice to accept them to work with you. Maybe you're hoping they take over the family business. Maybe you're hoping they grow it. So what are the lessons we can learn when adult children start to work in the family business? I think one thing that's very important to understand is that they can bring a lot to the family business. They can bring a different perspective just because they're a different set of people. And that's one thing that can be very good right there. They bring a different perspective. Number two, I think it's really cool because generally speaking, I hope you work with somebody that you trust. Nothing better than working with family who you trust with your life to help you build your business. So this is powerful as we talk about adult children working with their parents. You're working with somebody you trust. Number three, you as a parent, not only have you nurtured this child as they were a baby and helped potty train them and help them tie a tie, help them get braids in their hair, help them do all the things that parents do, feed them, give them sustenance. But what a privilege and honor it is to also work with your children as adults, and that you can nurture them as well and teach them some things about entrepreneurship, teach them some things about business. Me and my son have calls all the time, several times a week. Is it always smooth? Most of the time it is. We love each other, but we can get into it. He can be pushing me a bit. I can push him a bit to rise and be better as he grows his business, as I grow my business. Now, my daughter, she's not an entrepreneur. She's not in business, but we still talk. So it's a different set. But talking about this aspect of adult children working with their parents, I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing to do. Some people can't do it because of relationships you've done. And oftentimes you need to bring healing first. If you have a contentious relationship with your child and you're trying to bring your child in, that could be difficult to do. It could not be easy. But I found in my experience and working with my children, that's the first thing we need to do is bring healing and make sure we're at peace, because we can get into some contention and bring up other things from the past. As my son would tell me, Dad, can we leave this part of the issue out and let's focus on the business? Hey, Lakay, glad you're here. Good morning. Good morning to you. Glad you're here, Lakay. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. So this is interesting here. Ding, 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 ding. Adult children working with their parents. I think it's a beautiful thing. If you have children and they're adults, Keep in mind, heal the relationship first, or maybe them working on your business can be part of the healing process. This is what it takes to build a business. And it may not grow into a family business. You think of the Graves family. The father started Black Enterprise. Now the Graves family, the son is running Black Enterprise. I talked to a business just yesterday. They're in the fourth generation of their family business. Liza Borges, who I met through Scott Simons of Carter Myers Automotive, I think they're a 100-year business. So if you want to build a business that lasts, yeah, you have outside leadership that can grow with you, or just maybe you have the privilege and honor of having your family work in the business. Again, my name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Don't forget to check us out at zoneofgenius.com, zoneofgenius.com. Don't forget to sign up for email newsletter. Don't miss out on any episode or any edition. Ding, 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 ding. Interesting news item, interesting tidbit from Home Depot. Most of you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, but did you know that Home Depot has a $20 billion flower business? $20 billion flower business, which is more, I believe, than all their other things combined. Here's the nugget of this. As you're thinking of growing your business, as you're thinking of scaling your business, as you're thinking of taking your business to the next level, the question I have for you is, what else can you serve your customers now that they trust you? What else can you offer to your customers now that they've made the offer and the vote with their dollar and said, we trust this person, we trust this business? Now the question you need to ask yourself is, what else can you serve them? You think about Uber. Uber started with just being ride sharing. We take you from A to B in somebody else's car. Then what do? Carpooling. Now you can bring your friends and pick up other people and do ride sharing in multiple ways. Then they say, not just that, we'll go to the store and pick up something for you. Then they say, not just that, we'll come to your house and deliver something to somebody else. Then they say, not just that, we'll do Uber Eats as well. So the question for you today, the question for you to think, Alexandria, the question for you to think, Lakea, now that you have a customer, now that you've built the trust, now that they've declared that they want to work with you, now that you've built some trust, how else can you serve them? What else can you provide for them? With the brands I work with, I do the same thing, and it's a good thing. I'm working with brand X, brand Y, brand Z, and they trust me. I've done good work. We like working together. I'm solving their problem. Well, let me ask, what other problems do you have? How else can I help you? How else can we come together? Diana Lambert's glad to have you here today. Welcome, welcome to a brand new day. The PR specialist and publicist. Glad you're here today, Deanna Lamberts. That's the question you want to ask yourself. How else can you serve? How else can you help? As my coach Lamar Tyler would say, using levers in business to grow your business. This is not about just you. It's about serving the need of the customers, Lakea. Because if you've served their need in one area and they trust you, you're helping yourself, but you're helping them. They don't have to think too hard about saying, let's work with Lakea, let's work with Diana, let's work with Alexandria about doing something else. Lakea says it right. How else can you serve your customers? Deborah Williams, glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Always love adding value to you all every single day that I can. I'll be taking a flight to London later on today. I'll be back next week sometime. So not sure how I'll be doing the Rundown with Ramon. I may do it in the afternoon, your time, EST. So we'll see what goes on. But again, glad you're here in the Rundown with Ramon. Don't forget to check out zoneofgenius.com. Go there right now, zoneofgenius.com, and sign up to our email newsletter where you not miss out on every episode, every bit of publications and insights that we offer. Dominique is here. Made my day, Dominique. Glad you're here. Dominique is an amazing book publisher, helping people tell their stories and get them in print and work. Interesting. Are you writing a proposal of billing hourly? Then great stuff as always. Dominique, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for showing up. Christina Macy, thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here today. Ding, 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 ding. I thought this was an interesting headline. Google sales jump as AI lifts ads. AI is a game changer across all industries, it seems, for all people, all business sectors. People are still going to Google and searching And I know this is an angst to many publications, including myself. Google has taken away traffic from the publications because Google is serving contextually and better insights right on the search engine. So you type in something like, when was George Washington born? It's not just sending you a link to a website. No, it's giving you a little paragraph of information when George Washington was born, maybe a bit more of historical information about George Washington. And then you have the widgets or little boxes on the right side giving you more information on the sources and more. That's decreasing clicks, yes, but the ad revenue is increasing because more people are seeing, well, we can go to Google not just as a place to send us to another website, but we can go to Google because it's providing darn good information. So, hey, listen, whether you love Google, hate Google, love big tech, hate big tech, the numbers are here. Google parent Alphabet posted stronger than expected profit and revenue for the first quarter as artificial intelligence helped bolster advertising growth in its search business. Revenue rose 12% to $90 billion in the quarter, exceeding the $89 billion projected Wall Street analysts. That's just in the first quarter. Just in the first quarter. Yes, of course, absolutely, because of ChatGPT leading the marker on this. And of course, Google's is called Gemini, I believe it is. You know, Microsoft has Copilot, I guess they call it. I forgot what they call theirs. Google has Gemini and all the things go around. Love it, love it, love it. Love this. Dominique is saying here, how else can you serve them? Love this question, Dominique. So how do you ask the client how else you serve them? It's a conversation, Dominic. I love the question. And I just ask. Yeah, I'm not like a transactional proposal person. I do that when I win it. But usually it's face to face like this. You know, it's, hey, Dominic, thank you so much for allowing me to be the artist on your last 50 books. Appreciate the business as our business serves and becomes a greater part of your team, Dominic, to do the cover art for your books. And say, Dominic, I realize that the other thing you're having a challenge with is having the inside graphics done. You have somebody else you're doing with that, but you said they weren't so good. I wonder, Dominique, is that a challenge you have? Oh, Ramon, yes. The inside graphics, we're having a hard time getting the inside graphics done right. Well, Dominique, could we do that too? There you go. So that's really just a conversational. Loved you asked the question, Dominique. How do you serve more customers? And again, Home Depot, a little different story. This $20 billion business, you know what I'm saying? Whole different story. But for me, smaller business, 500,000 to 2-3 million in sales, smaller type business, it's a conversation. It's a conversation for sure. Again, welcome. What a great question. Dominique Domesky. Check him out, everybody. Amazing book publisher. Canva with Dr. Lakea. Change. Oh, I see. That's the YouTube representation of it. Love it, love it, love it. It is a great question indeed. How do you serve your customers more and more and more? If you have a question for Ramon Ray, just put it in the chat, pop it up there, and I'd love to take your question and answer it live while we're on the air. And if I don't get to it live, I'll try to do my best to answer it afterwards. Thank you, Dominic. Appreciate you, man. You made my day knowing me, the Dominic Domesky, and I'm probably pronouncing the first name and the last name and all versions of it incorrect, but he knows I love him and knows what I mean. Moving forward here. Ding, 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 ding. Big companies are tearing up their forecasts. As earnings season ramps up, tariffs and the weaker U.S. dollar are complicating the outlooks for many companies. For American companies with large overseas operations like Coca-Cola and Philip Morris, a weaker greenback can boost earnings once foreign revenues are converted back into dollars. Conversely, many are finding it hard to plan, and domestic-focused companies are facing higher import costs. Listen, a lot of this is way above my pay grade, Dominic, Lakea, Alexandria, Deanna, and others. But here's the bottom line. If the bigger companies are tearing up their forecast, what they expect to happen, this doesn't mean you should tear up your forecast, but here's what I'd love to do. Keep your eye always open for the opportunity. In the midst of this economic uncertainty and with the screaming progress of AI and Chat GPT and more, Chat GPT is AI, you know what I mean, of AI and the advancements of technology, what are the solutions that you can have for your customers? How can you serve your customers better? What are the opportunities? Yes, I do mean you can take advantage of and you can leverage. This is the opportunity for us. As I do my motivational keynote speaking, hosting events. I'll be in London hosting a 3-day conference. As zoneofgenius.com grows, as we put out more and more curated, the best of the best content, as we try to do that to serve you, What are you doing to grow your business? What are you doing to serve your customers? What are you doing to get to the next level to start playing more of chess and less of checkers? If you're just playing checkers and have your thumb stuck in your mouth, you're going to lose. But if you're seeing always how you can play chess in the crazy economy we're in and be proactive, you will win every single day. A few more things here as we get ready here. It's amazing. I buy from Amazon all the time. And this image that they have here, tell us what you think, kind of stood out for me. I may show this on the screen here. Tell us what you think, says the screen here. Very simple image. Very simple image. Your feedback matter. Tell us what you think. I'm going to share that screen right now just so you can see that. That's all. Very simple. Tell us what you think. I bought from them. They sent me a simple message. Tell us what you think. What do you think about what we did, Ramon? Just hit the little button. Why is feedback important? Because Amazon knows that the more and more and more they can get feedback from their customers, that they can keep asking people, even if everybody doesn't reply, just a few people replying, they can know that they're doing their best job to serve. When we get Amazon deliveries, I do my best. They say, how was your delivery? Was it good? Was it not good? And I let them know most all the time it's good, so they can know they're doing a good job. So the drivers know they're doing a good job, and they can keep doing it. You should do this in your business. In fact, you should do this with your peers. Do this with those you work with. Are we meeting our goals? Are we moving forward together? Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. I'm the publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Don't forget to check me out at zoneofgenius.com. Zoneofgenius.com. Sign up for our email newsletter. Don't miss out on anything we're doing. We publish an amazing email newsletter with insights and tips like this. If you're looking for an amazing keynote speaker, motivational speaker, or host for your event, definitely check me out, RamonRay.com, RamonRay.com. I'd love to serve you at your event and see how we can help you take your event to the next level and make sure it is never boring. Glad you're here today. Brand new episode of The Rundown with Ramon. OpenAI is sued by Mashable. Mashable is a niche publisher owned by Ziff Davis, suing OpenAI, saying, hey, you're training your AI on our content, and in fact, you're taking our content and putting it through your prompt results. That's no bueno. So this AI stuff is going to be in the courts for a while until the courts solve it. But this is how everything is. With new technology, new advancements, people get rankled. People don't like changes. They want to protect their positioning, understandably, and the courts are brought in. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. Wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day today. Go out and make a difference in the world. Go out and make a difference in somebody's life. Go out and tell somebody that they matter. Go out and tell somebody that you care. Go out and be an encouragement to somebody. We have a choice. We can be the thermostat in the room and change the temperature everywhere we are, change the temperature, hopefully for the better. Or we can be the thermometer of the room and let everything around us change us. It's our choice of what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, what we're going to be. My name is Ramon Ray, small business expert, host of The Rundown with Ramon, publisher of zoneofgenius.com. And I'm glad you're here today. I'll see you back again. This schedule is going to be a bit weird over the next few days. I got some travel going up, but we'll see. But thanks for being here. And don't forget to sign up to zoneofgenius.com and check me out as well. You can see on the same site, looking at me too. Be at your events, keynote your events, host your events, whatever. Be blessed, be great, have an amazing, beautiful, 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 fantastic day today. And this has been a brand new episode of The Rundown with Ramon.